Pornhub accounts together.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Pornhub account. And I'm actually going to leave that as the intro because that's great.
Check us out on OnlyFans.
OnlyFans and Pornhub. But yes, welcome back to the Code 3 Paranormal Podcast.
Sorry for the intro.
Yeah. I figured I just started in the middle of some weird talk.
That's right. Zoomcast.
It's Zoomcast.
Paranormal Zoomcast.
I know, right? I should change that. So we're back here with Adam and Michelle across the US, who we will be seeing in 3 days.
That's right.
Yay!
So excited.
Yeah.
I am too.
I will tell you, Blakelyn has been carrying her swimsuit around all day and says, "Can we go now? Can we go to the beach? Can we go to the beach?" And I'm sorry. I do need to put this out there now. This is now a task for Adam and Michelle. I told Blakelyn a couple months ago, and I figured she's 2. Most 2-year-olds forget shit, but my 2-year-old does not forget anything. I told a couple months ago because she was like, "Are we going to go see Santa? Can we go see Santa?" And I said, "No, Santa's no longer at the North Pole. He's not doing Christmas. He's on vacation. He's at the beach getting a tan. He's on vacation."
I don't like where this is going.
I know, right? I'm like, who's got to be
So
Santa?
all she keeps saying is, "Oh yeah, we're going to go see Adam and Michelle and Santa." And I said, "Wait, what? Santa? Yeah, Adam and Santa." And I'm like, no, Mom.
He's over on
we're
Miami
going
Beach.
to
He's at
Santa."
the other beach.
Uncle
over at
Adam's
Bike
got
Week.
a task.
He's at Bike Week in Daytona.
I keep telling her, "I don't know if it's going to be at the beach." "No, Mom. Adam will find Santa."
Oh,
And I was like, "Oh, shoot." So now we got to find Santa at the beach somewhere, guys. I'm sorry.
shnikes. Well, maybe we'll get lucky and find some old guy who looks like Santa, and you'll be like, "Yeah, I'm
May
Santa."
just have to rent a damn costume and Adam comes find me. I don't know. So
No, because then Blakelyn will want to have a picture with Adam and Santa at the same time.
because I'm supposed to bring her
because-
to Santa.
Yeah.
Daddy's Daddy's at the bathroom. He'll be back in a minute. Oh, I missed him. Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. So Troy gets to wear the costume.
No big deal. I
Right.
know.
I will
Him and
do it
go
if
way
we can
back.
find a place to get one. I will do it for her. So
You got to be in a swimsuit, Santa. Okay. I mean, your belly is there, but
right, right.
The Santa thong.
The Santa
That's
thong.
what we're gonna have to do.
Oh, yes, it's got to be
God.
candy striped.
It's the European.
Right.
European Santa.
Where it hooks, that'll just be my penis curving.
I'm also going to be elsewhere when this happens.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's all you guys. That's all you.
I will be taking pictures.
Right.
Poor baby
Thank
girl.
you.
She
Thank
has
you.
no idea.
She doesn't have any idea. All right. Hey.
We're going to be traumatized.
She's gonna
I
watch
know.
this later and be like, "What the fuck did they do with Santa?
Right.
Santa. Oh my God.
He was supposed to be there, then Dad's penis is in a thong. I don't
Right.
understand."
It's the weirdest thing. She's gonna be so jacked as a kid.
Oh,
Adult, she's going to need a lot of therapy. Poor girl.
Right.
Poor
yeah.
girl.
All right, Amber. What are we doing
Yes,
tonight? What's the podcast?
Ouija boards, right?
Yes.
The history.
The history behind the Ouija board, because there's a lot of craziness to it, a lot of false, a lot of truth, and some scientific stuff on how it works. So I think that's pretty cool. Some scientific articles I read about, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. Did you guys check out the history on it at all? Little bit. What do you guys know about it? Just like without what you've read.
It's a child's game.
Yeah, and it was originally not supposed to be like for that. It started out for children, and then it was like, what was it? Babe, it was like some dating thing or something.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
I didn't see that one.
It was like they used the Ouija board for dating, so people would hook up and meet each other, and they would Ouija together.
It was like a first date thing, and it would kind of be like the icebreaker.
Yeah,
and
it
I
was
just
weird.
like,
That's way weird.
There was
Yeah,
no
I'd be like,
swiping. It was swipe left, swipe
there was
right.
swiping, just a different kind of swiping.
It was a different kind of
Right?
fingering.
Oh, well,
Right. Instead of finger blasting, your finger moving. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of hover. It's a finger hover.
Ooh. Right. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you
I
any
don't
of you
know.
actually used a Ouija board?
No.
I've put my hands on a Ouija board, like on the little thingies, but I think, like I was telling
Well, we're not
Adam-
getting into what do you think about it yet.
I mean, we
Well,
can start there.
I'm
That's
just
fine.
saying.
Go ahead. What do you think?
It was a lot. I mean, I was a
Now,
child.
was it like the game? Like it like
Yeah, it was a
the
Ouija board.
game?
Yeah, with the little
Parker
But there's
Brothers?
different. There is different.
I don't
There
know.
is
Was that like the
different ones.
Mattel, like Parker?
Yeah, that's
you
what I was
know,
wondering. Is it like
Yeah.
the Parker
Parker Brothers.
Mattel
that I
one?
don't remember.
Hasbro?
I just know
game?
that it was okay. So I think I was in elementary school or middle school. I think it was elementary school. But we had like a sleepover. It was like one of our friends' birthday
Oh, like
parties.
a
She lived in a
girls'
really
sleep-
creepy house. Babe, you know where Old Farm is, right? You know all those houses
Yeah.
over there, like super old and whatever.
Yeah.
That place creeped me out. But anyway, she had one. And I don't remember ever asking it questions or anything. I do remember touching the little thingy madoodle, and I was just like, what is this? Like, this is weird. Like, it didn't make sense to me.
Right.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, like I said, I've touched it. I haven't done anything else, but that sounds
Well,
pretty bad.
I mean, the team technically has an Ouija board. If I can get it back from Aaron, we have a code 3 a Ouija
Isn't
board.
it like a coffin?
No, it's not a legit one, and we'll talk about that coffin thing. And
Well, and you got one up there on the runner
I do that.
above your.
Mish
Yeah.
got me
Uh huh.
Yeah.
right there, the runner a Ouija board.
Mm.
Yeah,
See, we should get another one of those. Put it like over here.
totally,
Or,
totally. Do some decorations back there, man. Look at that. I got bottles of booze. I got the best
Hey,
freaking lantern.
we're
Look at that
getting there.
lantern. Look at that lantern.
You can't
Badass.
see.
hey, you started in the podcast room with the casting couch and all
I
of
did
that.
have the casting
And
couch.
we
We're
helped
just starting.
you decorate.
True.
We're just trying.
True.
We're trying to get there.
Yeah,
We're trying.
I'm
We're still
kinda
trying to figure
helping.
out.
I am helping. I'm bringing something out for you guys for your guys's. But the problem is, you guys got 2 split rooms now.
Well, we're
So do
trying
we.
to fix that.
I know we need to figure
Yeah,
that out
I'm
too.
pretty sure I have that figured out where we will be in the same room next to each other. I
Okay,
think I'm
cool.
pretty sure.
Let me know if that works, and then we'll do the same. So
He misses his leg rubbies.
right,
Yeah,
right, getting
lady
through all that,
grubbies.
through that
Tug,
fur.
I think this is my saving grace right here.
Okay, yeah. Let me know if it works. We'll test it one day. But yeah, 1890 first Ouija board out of Ohio, which is always weird. And it was used for.
Was it an old guy in a basement? Is he the same one?
Probably the same guy. They all
That
start
did
in
Victoria's
basements.
Secret?
That-
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
They all start in
Sorry.
basements. I mean, look at Microsoft started in a fucking garage.
Mm.
So talking boards, 1886, out of spiritualist camps in Ohio. There's also some documentation that shows that the Ouija board actually goes back and Misha's people back in their time, even longer ago.
Chinese, okay? I'm not Chinese, but Chinese people, yes.
Your eyes all look the same. So, I mean,
no.
I know. I know. But yeah, so Chinese people went back even further, but not as much documentation. And again, it just falls into spiritually talking to, past ancestors who had passed away and everything like that. The original makers, one of them, and what Amber mentioned earlier, was that some of them are made from coffins. The original ones are supposed to be made from coffins. And the reason that comes into play is because the guy who helped invent it, there was 2 of them, was a coffin maker. So he used coffin wood and, that he was making coffins with. So.
Okay, so was it just coffin wood, or did he believe like that was his way to talk to that person that was buried in that coffin? Like it was a portal to that one single person.
That
So
would suck though. That means you'd have to make a new piece from every coffin that you're trying to communicate with.
Not much says on his belief, but a lot says on how it transpired into more of what you're saying, Adam. So from what it sounds like it was just the wood he used to make coffins. So it wasn't anything to do with it. It was like he had a garage, he had wood, it's coffin wood, so that's kind of how it worked. But
okay,
as time went on, the myth behind it is that somebody had to have been buried in that coffin, and then that you would dig up to the coffin, cut out wood off of it, take it, and make an Ouija board, and that person's soul and spirit would help you transpire into the other life. So
that was like to open up the gateway of communication to that single person.
Yeah, and so it had to be a dead body in that casket that you were taking wood from for it to be official. It didn't start that way, but that's how it became. So people were digging up the fucking bodies. Well, I mean, just digging to the coffin, cutting off wood, making fucking Ouija boards.
Yeah, but then they filled it back in with dirt, and the dirt fills all in the coffin. And
right, this poor bastard, dirt on his face. It's bullshit.
Right. So he's like resting in peace, and now he's like,
right. He's like, what the fuck's happening, man? I was good.
So he's like, I don't miss this.
Yeah. Right. So that's kind of, the origin of it was started as a game and everything like that. Originally, the Chinese had their way of doing it to communicate, and there was other ways. They had talking walls. It was kind of like boards, same thing. It had words on the wall, it had things, and they would touch and try to feel what the afterlife people were telling them, and their hands would move towards it. Again, it's all kind of the same.
Is this during like a meditation thing? Because we're still talking about like the Asian culture, right?
Yes. That the wall was more of the Asian culture that would do that. So was
this during like a meditation where they were trying to talk to?
Yes, they were trying to talk to the afterlife, and supposedly that the dead person could spirit themselves through you and communicate on the wall and move your hand to the answers and whatnot. So, and I'm gonna jump a little bit ahead just because I think it's interesting and I really want to talk about it. But they did scientific studies on this. What the hell, Adam? Fucking Adam, man. Or is it the kids?
Probably the kids. I don't know. I'm hearing shit.
Right. Ghost, buddy.
Ghost playing music.
They're coming at you.
Yeah. Right.
Probably.
So many studies have been done on the Ouija board, and what was super cool about it is they really truly.
Bless you.
Right. Thank you. They work. Let me ask you guys first, Amber. How do you think the Ouija board works, and why people believe it?
Well, see, because they are like, supposedly if you just hold your fingers on it, it moves. But I feel like it's just the people are believing that it's moving, and it's actually everybody else is like moving it themselves. They say it's the spirits moving it, but I feel like everybody thinks that they're not moving it, but they really, with 3 people touching it at least, they really are physically moving it themselves.
I can see that, the downward force of the hand, at the angle would naturally...
You're barely holding it, but like, and you think you're barely holding it, and the other person thinks they're barely holding it, and they think that the other one is moving it, and you're just letting your arms flow, when people tell you, just let me move your arm for you. Like, Michelle, think about when you get your nails done too. Like we've all been to get our nails done, and they always tell you, relax, relax, relax. Let me move your hand. That you try to relax, but you try to help them by moving your hand at the same time. Right. It's the same thing where you're like, okay, I'm not going to move my hands and let them move me. But if you're holding still and not moving your hands, nothing's going to move. You kind of just help guide and don't purposely try to move your hands. You just kind of move them along with.
Mish, what's your belief? How it works? Why it works? Does it work?
I'm not sure that it does work. I'm kind of with Amber in the fact that I don't know that someone else isn't moving it. Like, for instance, if the 4 of us were doing a Ouija board, and for me, I know for a fact Troy's gonna fuck with me, and he's gonna fucking move it, and he's gonna spell like fucking chink or something. I mean, that's just because that's who he is,
right?
But if you're doing this with other people, like, you don't know, maybe someone is into fucking with other people, and is it possible? I mean, obviously anything's possible. I mean, we go out and do investigations with equipment, people that don't believe that equipment works, but we do, because we're like, well, something had to make that go off, something had to trigger it. So I mean, it's possible. Do I think? I don't think so, but I mean, I don't know, I've never done it, nor will I ever do it, but I don't know.
Why not? They used to sell it at Toys R Us.
It's just another one of those mysterious. It's one of those mysterious
Toys R Us
things.
Isn't around anymore.
No, they're coming back.
I heard that.
They are coming
back. But
they're
not around yet.
Yeah, they're not back yet.
Because they're piggybacking off of another company, right?
Yes, they are.
I think
Yep.
they're going to be called something else now too.
Probably. Try to get rid of that stigma.
Probably.
Yeah.
So this is how it works in the scientific world. They did a ton of studies, a ton of people did these, and they all came to the same conclusion. Because even when you're doing it and you may be doing it with random people, you tend to get answers that really are true. Maybe a name, maybe something, and you're like, oh my God, my grandma's name is that. Like, how the hell? Like, blah, blah, blah. And so some real shit comes through it. So that's where they were like, well, how can it be falsified with real answers that are accurate? So they started studying this, and they did use groups of people that knew each other, groups that did not know each other, and so forth. And what they found was it only took one person in the group, and it's their subconscious that's actually giving the answers. They don't realize it, that they are giving the answers. Who's in here with us? And essentially their subconscious is thinking, without them knowing, who's dead in their family, who they would want to contact. And then magically they're moving it, and they will swear they are not moving their hands, but it's their subconscious doing it for them. Then the remainder is, once it starts moving, it's essentially, the easiest path. So the other people involved just go with it. So then when the next question, maybe somebody else's subconscious, and what they found out, it's usually the person asking the questions whose subconscious ends up taking the lead because they spoke of it. So they started finding out that everyone, when they switched, like, all right, Mike, it's your turn. What do you want to ask? And they'd ask the question, and it always tended to be an answer that was true and matched them. And they're like, holy fuck, like, dude, that's my dead brother. Holy shit. And they really weren't trying to move their hand. Subconsciously, they were being moved without knowing it. They didn't have that power to do it. And because they asked the answer, their hands kind of took the lead, and everyone kind of followed it until their turn of the question. So yeah, that was kind of the study. I thought that was really kind of cool, and it could kind of show like how you can kind of manipulate things in life and people would know. So what you think of that?
That's crazy.
Right?
That is crazy.
So that's where a lot of it comes from, that you get your legit answers, scientifically speaking. Could there be some spirits attached to some of that wood that you're digging up? Possibly. But I thought that was kind of neat to see how they did it, how they figured it out. Because I was like, okay,
maybe the spirit enters your body and moves your hand for you.
Ooh, shit just got real. So, but yeah,
I'm just saying.
I mean, they kind of say that that's kind of what happens. People believe that, like, when you played, going along with the Ouija boards is the light as a feather, stiff as a board. When you were a kid, they were like, you have the spirits that can, make you magical, to lift you up with just the two fingers.
Right.
See, I never did that either.
I did that, but that never worked.
I did that, but it never worked. Yeah, I was the fat girl, so nobody could lift me.
I couldn't imagine.
No one could lift me either, but I couldn't lift my other girlfriends either, and they were tiny. So
right.
Whatever.
I think it depends on if you got like 10 people doing it, then it's like, oh, okay, it breaks up the weight and everything like that.
Yeah.
Because they've done studies on that as well, and that's all it is. But the Ouija board, it's big time. Do you guys know when it really took off in life?
The early 1900s?
1920.
No, even before. Wait.
I think when I think of it, I feel like it's a lot like with Jumanji.
Right? It kind of, yeah.
That's true.
Kind of.
A lot of people started getting back into Ouija boards when Jumanji came out.
Yeah.
Actually, the times that it became big were after every war. So Civil War, World Wars,
I
all
could see that. People wanting to connect with their loved ones. I could see that.
That's when it started taking off. So the first one was the Civil War. That they started.
Let's get one.
Right.
Let's try. Let's see if we could talk to Hitler or something.
Right. Hitler. That's the first person that pops in your mind.
Let's see what that fucker wanted to, like, what he was thinking.
Right.
Not like great grandpa to see, how things went, but no,
So she's like, I can talk to him later.
I'll talk to him later.
Right. I mean, we could probably go find his body. I mean, he died in Venezuela, so
I
Just so you
mean,
know.
come
We'll talk
on. If
about that
we're
one
gonna
day.
talk to somebody, if we're gonna do something like
I
that,
get
let's
it.
talk to somebody like and be like, hey, what were you fucking thinking? Like what made you do all
What
this?
possessed you to do that? Yeah.
Power.
I mean, if you're gonna get one good shot at talking to somebody, I mean, while I want to talk to my grandmother and my grandfather, like I would love to talk to these people that I truly love, but I would really love to talk to some really sick, fucked up people just to know what they were thinking
Like Bin
Right.
and why.
Laden. Be like,
Right.
what were
Yeah,
you really thinking? Like,
Right.
really?
come
Really?
on. Do you think you really would get away with this? Like, come on.
We're gonna try it.
I think it would be interesting. Honestly, for how many things that have like I was telling Troy when we were because we were watching the thing about the Malaysia plane that just disappeared.
We've been watching
And
this.
he's like,
370.
We will do an
yeah,
episode on
that
those new
they
episodes.
Okay, we already
yes,
did an
okay, so but
episode
we're
on
not going to totally
370,
get
but
into
we
it.
can do one.
We can come back to it with new evidence.
But
Yep.
so we were just talking about that. Like he's like, they took the plane and crashed it. That's just what terrorists do. And I said, okay, but why? Like, I want to know, what are these people, terrorists?
You want to get into their
9/11
mind
and all
to
that.
know what they
I
were
want to
thinking
be in
before
these
they did
people's
it
mind.
and
Like,
why.
how could you sit there and be like, these terrorists that wear bombs and all that, and be like, yeah, let me go I want to kill myself
And
and
all
all
these
these people.
people.
Like, I want to know what you're thinking as you're
Right.
doing this. Like, what is in your mind? I want to be that fly in your mind to know what's going on in there.
Yeah,
Right.
like it makes you wonder, like, were they scared? Did they really give a shit?
Totally.
Did they do it because they wanted all those
So,
virgins? Or
if I could
what?
get those answers, if I could get those answers from a Ouija board, I would do that in 100 times over again. 100%.
Makes sense. So the Ouija board was made in 1890, but they were, like I said, they were kind of playing around with it, the wall and some other ways with seances and everything before then. And one of the big people, and I don't know if you've ever watched a documentary, but it's really cool, was on Houdini. And Houdini's mom passed, and that like was heartbreaking for him. So he started going to all these seances. And there were some similar things during those times, and he was proving all of them wrong because he actually believed it to start. And then he found out they were using tricks. And so it pissed him off. And being fucking Houdini, he's popular, famous. He was out to ruin all of their lives for stealing people's money, trying to make them believe they were going to talk to their family members through whatever means. And some of those ways were similar to an Ouija board. So it started before it was even made, where it was like using items that would talk. So like we made that one pendulum with the yes, no for our ghost hunts, kind of similar stuff like that. Cause that's kind of a Ouija board ish. We're trying to get it to do something with answers, and, he was offering $10,000 to anyone who could prove him wrong and actually be a legit medium back in the day, which was a ton of money, and nobody could prove it to him. But I just thought it was interesting because I love Houdini, and he was a believer of it too to start. He thought, oh my God, I can talk to my mom. And they were using boards and items and stuff like that. So it even started before then. That's in I think he's 1862. 1874 was when he was born. So, you're thinking, yeah, so the Ouija board probably was around probably about the time that his mom passed. So they probably were using that to have Houdini try to talk to his mom. And of course, they were scam artists for the most part. But I always thought that was kind of interesting. There we go. All right, just pulling up some more info on it. Because Parker Bros took it over.
They're good design.
They're what?
They're a good design.
I
mean, if they actually worked, I think if they actually worked, I think they would have been a great design.
Right. Why do you think that so many people are like, once you open it, you have to close it? If it's kind of hogwash.
Because they watch Jumanji.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah,
you
like the
stuck.
portal.
Right.
You get stuck. Well, and I think there was a lot of that too, where I mean, that's in a lot of things, like before, like the crystal ball. you got to think that when they talk about, the people with the crystal ball, when they open the crystal ball, it's like they think there's like a portal into it. Once you open that portal, if you don't close the portal, then you release the spirits, and then they'll just attach to you. And it's all those that mumbo jumbo of you don't know what could happen. So
Right.
I think it just kind of, they bringing a little bit of everything into it.
Yeah, I could see that. Did you know that a Ouija board is the only other game to outsell Monopoly
Yes,
at
I
one
did.
point? Did you?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy? I
Yeah.
mean,
Crazy.
there was a point where they were selling 2,000 a week. I mean, that's a lot for a game that, 90% of us believe is trash, but
Yeah,
everyone
that's
wants to
when they were
try it.
doing like the Ouija dates and all of that, and they would
So,
get together and figure it out and figure out if they're soulmates, and I don't
so
know.
did you get much info on that? Like, how did it work? Was it like you asked each other questions and it kind of moved?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what I found weird about the whole thing was they were pretty much saying you could draw on a piece of paper your own Ouija board and just use a glass and it
Yeah,
would
like a
still
shot
work the same.
glass.
Yeah.
And the shot glass,
And for me it's like,
you
well,
could finger your own shot glass and it would
Right.
move.
I try that all the time.
well, and then we oh my god, you guys are gross.
Does that surprise you?
No, it does not. But then we were also watching where it said, like the standard Ouija board had, the A through Z and the 1 through 9 and then plus the 0, and then it said like goodbye, and then it said hello. But on none of the boards that we saw did it say hello. They all said goodbye.
Yeah, they had like yes, no,
Yeah, they have yes,
goodbye.
no, goodbye, and then the numbers and the letters, but there was no hello. But they kept saying on the Ouija board, there it says hello and goodbye. And then when they drew
Yeah.
out the piece of paper, they actually wrote hello and goodbye, but on the actual board, I didn't
was
see
never there.
anywhere where it said hello.
Interesting.
So what the hell? Is that like an original? Like, and I just don't see it? Or I mean,
Right.
like on yours that's on the wall, does it say hello or goodbye? I don't know. I'm trying to look,
Let's
but
see. No, it says yes, no.
I think and then
A-
just numbers and letters.
Yeah, it doesn't even say goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, and all these Ouija boards, I see goodbyes.
Yeah, see,
But
but
no
they kept saying,
hello. Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. Let me look it up as well too. I wonder why it wouldn't say
Yeah, 'cause
hello.
because like I said, when he was talking about how, well, you can draw your own on a piece of paper, he did it exactly the same way, where it said yes or no at the top, then the alphabet.
Oh, wait, I see
and
some
then
that
the
say
numbers.
hello on the left side and goodbye on the right side.
Yes, but I
But
didn't
the
see that
majority say
anywhere.
goodbye. Yeah, the majority are just goodbye.
Yeah, like right under the numbers.
So that's interesting. I wonder why you don't have a hello to be friendly. Because it's not friendly.
These demons aren't friendly.
Right. And we'll jump into that.
But not all spirits that are coming to talk through you or whatever are evil.
Why do you guys think it became more set towards the devil and demons and stuff like that versus just anybody? I got the answer. I'm just seeing what you guys think.
Maybe some bad things were happening after people were. Are you hungry, babe?
Are you yawning or are you deep throating it? I can't tell if he's yawning.
He looks
I
like
was-
he's
I
about
was
to take a
biting.
bite.
It was the demon.
It was the
Do you
demon.
ever feed the poor boy? My God.
Right.
Oh, we had
right.
some really yummy Mexican food today.
Oh my god!
So good.
Holla.
Finally,
Right.
good Mexican food in Florida.
Right.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good.
It was
So-
only like 40 minutes away. Anyway,
Stop.
but yeah,
Everything. Yeah.
I'm just thinking maybe, something happened to someone who recently was on a Ouija board and it happened to be something bad, so they just blamed it on that and made it evil. I don't know.
I could see that.
Well, there's a whole
Totally.
book on this that says Ouija board stories, chilling true horror stories of Ouija boards gone wrong. So,
Oh, and
Oh.
then there's always The Exorcist. They did
Mhm.
the movie.
There it is.
With The
There is.
Exorcist,
That's actually
and
the reason it started.
The Ouija board was
Yeah.
there, and that's why she had to have an exorcism. So
Yep. That nobody took it as an evil thing until that movie came out. Now the story's true, and whether she was possessed, who knows? But the story is legit and actually occurred and everything like that. But yeah, the movie, once it came out and it talked about the Ouija board and her becoming possessed and everything, that's when it became, synonymous with freaking being evil and demon. So there you go.
Yeah, and then people started using it in like their court cases, saying that they were possessed from the Ouija board and they didn't intend to commit the crimes that they committed.
Like the lady who killed her son-in-law or something because the Ouija board told her
to.
Yeah.
You do remember that Lorraine and oh God, what's his name? The Warrens, the ghost hunters, the Warrens, they did end up getting somebody's case to where they had less time in jail based off of being possessed. So I believe he murdered somebody and was supposed to get life, and he only got like 5 or 7 years because the Warrens testified in court, which is the only time that's ever happened where paranormal was introduced and actually worked. And actually got him only like 7 years in jail. So I could be wrong on the time, but he was like, it was a lot less than he was supposed to get because of that.
Right.
So pretty crazy. But yeah, the Exorcist, man, that was the fucking beginning of the demonology of it, which I think is very interesting because beforehand it was all friendly. Like you said, they were doing dates and shit. Like I'd never heard that till you. That's the craziest thing.
And they were rated
Match.com.
for children 8 and up. So, I mean, 8 years old, that's really young.
That is really young. I wonder what it's rated at now. Young Jamie, can you look at that and see what the age range
it's rated at Spencer's.
So X,
Spencer's.
Just X? Rated X.
It's everybody now.
Is it?
Man, they got adult products in the back of Spencer's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Vibrators and shit, yeah.
Yeah, the Ouija boards are back there next to the vibrators. And
ages 8 and up.
It's
still 8 and up. That's pretty neat. All right, so all of our kids just about
at Walmart for the Hasbro game.
Wait, I got to see if the Walmart up the road has it.
Yeah.
So now, do we think that all Ouija boards are the same, or do we think that some of them, like the ones that are built or made by Hasbro, are not portals?
They're trash. They're complete. I truly believe that the ones that were made by a coffin could actually hold some energy. I think Hasbro and all that is just the fun. You're having fun with your friends and fucking moving around. But I think if when we come out to Florida, we'll go dig up a grave and we'll cut some wood and we'll make one and we'll test it.
Native American ground.
It's funny because Adam's like, hell yeah. And the girls are both like, you fucking crazy.
Yeah, those two are going to be hanging out by themselves one day. They're going to come back and be all dirty. We're going to be like, what the fuck did you do?
Do not bring it in the house.
Do not come in my house.
There literally is people asking on the fucking internet, is it bad for an 8 to 14-year-old to play the Ouija board game?
But the question is, what is the Ouija board game? How do you play the Ouija board game?
Yeah. It's not actually.
Is there instructions on to make it a game, or is it literally just ask questions?
It's just
because there are rules. The rules are, what is it, babe? There's no speaking of God. There's no asking when you'll die.
Yeah, there's 3 rules.
And then the other one was
no lottery numbers.
No.
Would you buy your child the Ouija board? The Ouija board game is targeted for children ages 8 to 12.
That's the target range?
But if you think about it, kids 8 to 12 don't know a thing about Ouija boards.
Right.
I mean, unless they're your children, because obviously you probably told them about.
What would they be doing with it? 8-year-olds would be like, I'm going to spell my homework.
When did I get my first kiss?
That's the thing, though. When I was younger and my friend had the Ouija board, I had no idea what it was. Like I said, I touched it, but it didn't make sense. Like, how do you play this game? They're like, well, you ask a question. Okay, that's dumb. It's not really a game.
Right. It's not a game. We ask questions and hope it answers. Like,
right.
It's Q&A.
Paper mache out and make my little.
Yeah, the two. So we have 5 on our table. Mia made.
You fold up the corner.
Yes, and you pick it. And you're like, who's my
pick
crush?
a number.
Yes.
Now pick a color.
Yep.
No, see, our thing back when we were younger was MASH. Do you remember playing MASH?
Oh, yeah.
No. What was MASH?
Mary.
It was like MASH. So it was like married. No. Mansion, apartment, shack, or a house.
or a house.
So like you would do the little circle, and however many lines came up, you would just you'd have to list like 4 people you'd want to marry, like 4 different cars.
And then
like 4 different numbers for how many kids.
Yep. Yeah, kids.
Never
jobs,
heard of that one.
That's how we
I
determine our future.
Right.
As girls did.
When you really should have been digging up graves. Good job.
Right.
Jeez.
We did it all wrong.
It's funny. I'm looking at a picture here of somebody doing a seance with the Ouija board, except they're holding sage, which I feel like you'd fight off the spirits that you're supposed to be trying to talk to. I don't know.
Like that's supposed to be afterwards.
After
right?
the fact to cleanse, not cleanse while you're asking. I don't know. But why do you guys think, this is a little outside of it, but it's part of it. Why do you guys think, and I don't have the answer to this one, candles. Why are candles such a big part of seances? Whether you have the Ouija board or whatnot, everyone lights candles. Isn't
that just like ambiance? Like the flame thing too? Like isn't fire supposed to represent something?
I wondered that, as well as
like your spirit or your
would the flames
and like
move?
The smoke and then the flames move,
if something came in.
Look at, you can light the candle, and the energy can make the flame move.
We ask it to move the flame. That's what I was kind of curious about. I know it's a little off, but it's same time they always use candles you use the Ouija boards, you light candles. I think
or seances they use candles. Or when we do podcasts at your house, we light candles.
We did light candles. That was ambience though. It was cool. The podcast room.
But that's
cool.
The thing is, it's like it's dark. And that's the thing is, everything with spirits, it needs to be dark, but you have to have some type of light so you could see what the fuck you're doing. So you light it.
Yeah. I still think though that flame has some representation of a soul.
Probably. Maybe that's just earth, wind, fire kind of thing.
I don't know. Well, it's kind of like my tattoo on my arm that I have for my dad. It's all black and white except for the flame. To me, that represents his soul. But that's me.
Still burns within. I got you. I got you.
So.
It's the light within.
The light within.
Someone want to say it again?
Right. Amber, say it.
Fade it out. Fade it out. Start again. No,
that's kidding. Right. Yeah.
Amber's looking at everybody like, what the
I don't think she was reading,
like,
so
I don't think
I wasn't paying attention because I literally was reading.
Oh shit, there's a Ouija board bracelets and dog collars. And
so Troy can wear the dog collar.
Right.
Sorry.
So here's a question. The piece, I don't even know what the hell it's called. The piece that you move and you touch, not the clit, but the piece for the Ouija board. So
what is it called? We knew the name of it.
Does that have to be made out of the coffin?
See, that's what I thought you guys were talking about earlier.
I don't know. Maybe that has to be made out of
indicator.
Message indicator. Yeah, right.
No.
The transponder.
That's what it says on here.
It's got another name because Dave Navarro is big into it.
William Flood Message Indicator.
Huh.
That's
all right.
That's fine.
Ouija, regular U.S. patented office. William FULD Message Indicator is what it says on the lease.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Huh. Interesting. It just seems kind of generic for a name.
It's a planchette. A planchette. It's called a planchette, which is French for little plank.
Oh, that's cute. See, it's sweet. It's a little plank. You push them off the edge.
So, do you know where? Since we're talking about this, do you know where the name Ouija came from?
Was it the sisters?
The Fox sisters?
Yes.
No.
Okay, then no, I don't.
So, I guess what was that guy's name? Oh my gosh, I don't remember his name now. But anyway, the guy who guess named the Ouija board, he supposedly asked it, but it means good luck. In what language, babe?
Oh,
French?
See?
I don't know that it was, I don't remember if it was French or not, but it means good luck. But he supposedly, like, it's not like true or false, but it's supposedly he asked the board what it wanted to be named, and it spelled out Ouija.
Yeah.
And he didn't know what it meant until after he named it, and then he looked it up.
See, everything's so nice about this. A Ouija board dating games. It means good luck.
Right?
Or is it good luck? Like, good luck, bitch. You opened up the portal. It's over.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you got the portal to hell.
I don't know, man.
You have 3 days to figure out how you're going to survive.
Mm-hmm.
This woman, like, I honestly, so I was looking at the price of it on Amazon, and this woman has wrote this really long, funny review
Oh, I found it. It's
about the
Egyptian.
Ouija board. And then she's like, I think it really, like, I was playing with it with my daughter, and I think it really likes the tea and this and that. It was so much fun. And
What?
she's like, I don't understand. She goes, you know, I don't understand why they would make this towards children. Why is it targeted towards children? It's like, you got to be 21 of age to be able to drink alcohol, 18 of age to smoke tobacco, 21 and 18 of age to smoke tobacco and marijuana. Isn't that 21? Whatever.
Now.
And to join the military to die, and 8 years of age to summon the effing demons. I think it's fun to play with, but I might die after making fun of it. Sorry, demons.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's funny.
But it's kind of true.
But I guess
I'm
it
kind
was
of
talking back to her about if it likes tea.
right. So,
Hmm.
she said she was playing with her daughter, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're having tea. So again, that subconscious kind of plays into a factor there. But
Oh
yeah.
man, I'm like, okay.
I don't know if I have
I
too
remembered
much.
the 4th rule.
Oh.
You weren't supposed to play by yourself. That was the 4th.
Yeah,
one.
you have to have 2 people at least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I don't know though, but when they showed, like, you know how they show pictures of, I can't think of what I'm trying to say here, but you know when they're explaining something and they'll show you a picture and they'll show you a picture of one person playing and then like a spirit is the second person playing. So it's like, well, that person's playing by themselves.
Does that count?
And a spirit is now playing. Does that mean that there's 2, or is that spirit playing because there's only one person and it shouldn't be just one?
Right.
You know?
It's like, you're breaking the rules, pal.
You're breaking the rules.
I'll get in.
Yeah. I don't want to play right now, but I'll do it so you don't get in trouble.
Right. Yep, there it is. Good luck.
I didn't know that there was instructions to it. Like, I didn't know it was a game. I thought it was literally for that type of thing as summoning.
I didn't know there was rules either.
I guess I've never had one, so I had Mall Madness.
Oh my god, I loved that game.
The hell
I spent way too much money in that game.
I have no idea.
No idea.
And the date game, like the dating game. Oh,
is that the one where you do the phone call?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that game.
The good old days.
I love Mall Madness.
Yeah, me too. I love to swipe that credit card.
You could hear the sound. Yes.
Yep.
They don't make it like they used to.
Nope.
Now they do not.
Well, yeah, I think that's all I really have on the Ouija board. I just think it's super cool. I don't know if it's legit or not. Maybe the coffin ones, but obviously Parker Brothers just a good time to have with some drinks.
Legit, or they would still do it, you know.
Hey, listen to that fucking lady. She's having a tea party with demons. What are you doing?
With her 8-year-olds.
Right.
They can play too.
They can play too. All right.
Demons are not exclusively to 18 and over. They like to play with whoever wants to play with them.
Touche. Don't judge.
Thank you.
See, while that lady's having a tea party with the demons, Amber's Snapchatting me. See? It's much better.
Right. There you go. All right, you got anything you guys want to add on this?
Do you keep hearing?
Why do you keep looking to the left or to the right, whatever way that is?
There's always something over there. I know.
Did the TV turn on again?
No,
that's right.
You better stage that house again.
I will after you guys leave.
I don't want it. Do it before.
He's bringing.
Right.
Well, it's just like the
it's
candles.
It's not just herpes, baby.
There's candles up on the wall to Adam's left. Yeah, whichever.
Yep.
That way. Yeah. So they have batteries in them, and you can only turn them on with a little, like, the remote, or you can hand turn them on underneath. when we first moved into that house and I put those up there, like all the batteries were dead. So I changed all the batteries out and the remote was inside my drawer, like underneath, I think my swimsuits and stuff.
Vibrators. Yeah.
And hadn't touched it in forever.
That was on the other side.
Oh, okay.
And there was one night, was it? Yeah, it was one night, like one or two
There
from
were several
separate sides just turned on.
Oh shit.
And like I was literally having to dig through my drawer. Like I was like, I don't even know where the remote is. So like I'm turning them all off. And then I think like a week later, one turned on. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah. We got some pretty good shit going on here. Remember like the clip I sent you from Alexa?
Yeah, yeah.
Where I was like, Alexa, are we still playing? And she was like, my name's Robert or something like that. I was like,
so I do want to ask you guys what you guys think on this, because we've had it in our bedroom too where it is turned on.
That's
Google at night. But you know, when we do investigations, we use microphones. Which microphone is inside those machines? Are they picking up the voices and shit we can't hear?
They probably are. I mean, they're picking up everything that you're saying.
Right.
I mean, think about it. Everything we do is, you know,
wasn't
EVP,
it last night?
EFM. It's all electromagnetic. It's all electro.
Yeah, last night ours turned on, but we had a couple nights where it was like we were already asleep and it went off. So nobody's talking or anything. And then it was like, I cannot answer that for you or some shit like that. We were like, what the fuck?
Super loud too.
Right? And we're like, what can't you answer?
Like, shut up.
Yeah, it does. It makes you wonder if something else is talking to it and asking it a question.
Right. Yeah. I'm just always kind of curious on that since it can pick up shit we can't. So
yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, Ouija boards. Sweet. We need to do them. We'll bring one to your house, Mish. I know how bad you want to try it. Your house is already fucking a demon, you know, place. All your lights are turning on.
Just because I sleep next to a demon does not mean that my house has got demons, okay?
Right.
I'm just kidding, babe.
He's a demon in the bed. I know.
Dang.
Whatever.
He set you on fire.
Talking all the time.
Oh,
right?
What? Oh my god. Okay, this has gone completely the wrong way.
It usually does.
Yeah. And welcome to the Code 3 Paranormal Podcast.
Right? You keep forgetting to say what it's rated. Yeah,
right.
Zoomcast.
This is rated X.
I know, and I put it on which I'll put it out there because we talked about it and we haven't done it. We are now putting these videos on YouTube, so you can watch our beautiful faces. But when I do put it on YouTube, I have to check whether it's child friendly, and I'm like, well, what's the consequences if I don't say it?
Well, and then the other day I told my mom that we were on YouTube because she's addicted to YouTube.
And I don't know why he said that.
I don't care.
Do you know what we talk about?
I am not 12 years old anymore. I don't care if she wants to listen.
Your mom is going to put you over her leg and give you a spanking.
Right. 40 spankings, bro. 40
Probably. Probably.
That's funny. I know if my mom listened to it too, she'd fucking be like, oh my God. Like, what are you guys talking about? Yeah.
Whoop your booty.
You know, it's funny though.
My mom wouldn't understand. So
my mom does listen.
My mom is like OG gangster. I put my mom through some shit when I was younger. So,
me too.
Talking here on the podcast, that ain't nothing for her.
I always make sexual jokes in front of my mom as well and say shit like that. And she's like, "Oh my God."
She'll say, "Oh my God," but then sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Your mom will come right back at you with
she
stuff,
will.
And I'm
she
like,
will.
Mary,
she'll say something about her and my dad or something. Right. Oh well, Ray will fucking lay the pipe or whatever it is, and I'm like, oh shit, good mom, like, good for you.
If my mom decided to watch, she wouldn't understand what was going on. So I'm good.
Well, it's in English.
She would have no idea.
But yeah,
she'd be like, "This is great."
This is great.
He's having such a good time.
Right. Like everyone's smiling and laughing.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But the one that blows my mind, though, is Amber's mom, just because of how religious they are. And she listens to them. So good for her. You know, good for her.
My mom doesn't understand half the time either, though, because, she thought, wait, didn't she think Adam was
I'm Mexican.
Mexican. Adam's Mexican.
That shit was funny. And I have a colony.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
What did she say about Treby?
Michelle's got a colony.
I forget.
No, his name is Michael.
Michael.
His name is Michael.
She called him Michael forever.
Right.
He was Michael.
Oh, that was
his name is Michael. I have a colony, and you're Mexican.
That's right.
It's cool.
Who's that Mexican guy on the podcast?
Yeah.
Hey.
I
ate Mexican earlier
where's
today.
Michelle's colony located?
Right.
You know, over there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool.
This is my colony right here.
Right here.
Here's
the sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, hey. Good shit.
Gotta love her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone
Gotta
for
love your
tagging
parents.
along.
Gotta love them.
Check us out on YouTube.
Yeah.
As always, it's also on all the podcasts. I know like the majority of the people that follow us right now tell me they listen on their drives. So we're the driving group, but if we can get going on YouTube, it'd be great. So
hey, if they got a Tesla,
they can watch us. They can watch us.
Hey, but not
Watch
just
us.
that, but even though you just listen to us, like just whenever you have a free second, go over to YouTube, just subscribe to us. You don't have to watch, but if
Right.
you have time, cool.
and
But
you're
just
more
at
than
least
welcome to
subscribe.
talk shit to Troy. Just tell him how
Oh,
dumb
absolutely.
he is. I mean,
And how dumb he
thing.
looks. It's
Yeah.
cool too.
How much you
Right.
hate his face.
The
Yeah,
good thing is
I
I'm
mean-
too stupid to realize what they're saying. So it's okay. Say what you
Yeah.
got.
Whatever takes the focus off of me being Asian, since Troy has to
Just-
rub that in every
just
fucking
use big
episode.
words.
Well,
And
I
you
will
think
go
big
to the
words
Mexican
dumb?
above me.
Do you know what we realized today? Is that I have dealt with his ass. This July will be
14 years.
15.
Oh,
15.
15.
Mm.
It's 15 years. Oh my gosh. It is a long fucking time.
Right.
I have
15.
children
Damn.
older than that.
Right? Strong woman. Strong woman you are.
I mean, I've been dealing with him for what, 4? 3? 4?
2018. So 5.
5? Oh.
19. It was 2019.
19.
So yeah, we're at 4 years. So congrats,
It's like,
buddy.
shit, I've known Adam for 15, but I haven't had to deal with him.
I
that
need like
long.
a gold star. Like,
Dude,
somebody
you need
give me, like, a
something.
thumbs up sticker.
Right. I'm gonna
like
bring you a plaque.
Oh, see, now you sound like me
Right
trying
here.
to take the plaque situation.
Right.
Just because I made Amber a plaque because
Right
she's
there.
fucking
I know.
badass.
I'll put it
He
right
says
there.
right there.
What is it? Right there?
I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out which
Oh,
direction.
okay.
to go.
I was like, what are we pointing at here?
The plaque,
Right,
where the plaque's
right
gonna go.
there. It's gonna go right.
It's gonna go right
Right there.
there.
right there.
So make sure it's skinny, like this big.
Jim's over that way.
Is it right? I know it's barely gonna fit in the screen there. Well, yeah. Thanks. Oh, hey, my light died. All right. Well, thanks for tagging along. Subscribe to our YouTube. Tell your friends. We're on all major platforms for the podcasts. Yeah. Leave us messages. Anything you want us to talk about. We're always looking for some new stuff. If you want to be on the show, and you're not too crazy, we'll let you on. So,
And try to be nice, since you're all going to be seeing all of our faces for the first time.
right.
Well,
So
somewhat the first time, other than
Right.
pictures.
no ugly jokes. We know we're ugly, so
Yeah,
Right?
Right?
we're just common folk out here.
We're just common
trying to have a
folk.
good time.
right.
Dude, I haven't even had a chance to do my hair or nothing.
Get your hair
we
did.
just all normal people.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
normal people being parents, taking
Yeah.
care of
Same.
our children on a Sunday.
Right. Talking shit on a podcast.
Yeah, on the podcast Zoomcast.
Zoomcast. I'm gonna start calling it that. I'll get used to it. Zoomcast.
Podcast, Zoomcast.
All right,
Maybe
man.
we
Well,
can do a little something while we're out there,
See, I
We
got
can-
an idea, and we'll talk about it.
okay.
I'm so
cool.
excited to see you guys.
Yeah,
I am too.
Oh.
It's gonna be fun.
Need a break.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks to everyone, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.